So, in this video I would like to talk about Article 21A, Right to Education for Children. Article 21A, Right to Education. So, in fact, Article 21A was added subsequently in 2002, but even before that, listen, why it is 21A? It is because in 1990s itself, in another case, Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka case, Supreme Court declared that right to primary education is a fundamental right under Article 21. Right to primary education under Article 21. Okay, right? They talked only about primary education, not about the full education. Okay, right to so article, it is an inferred right under Article 21. That is what Supreme Court said in 1990s. So naturally, since it is it's a right close to 21, or it is part of 21. When the Right to Education Bill was introduced, it was made Article 21A. So it's a new article, separate article, and we have kept, and it is Article 21A, which says, now let me talk about Article 21A. 21A, it says, it is the state shall provide free and compulsory education. The state shall provide free and compulsory education. The state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children, between the age of 6 to 14 in such a manner as the state may determine by law, in such a manner as the state may determine by law. Okay, the state can make a law, state can decide in such a manner. So, but this is for 6 to 14 years of age group people, free and compulsory education between them. So, this 21A was added in 2002, and it was the 86th Amendment Act. During the NDA government, the first, second NDA government, we can say, Vajpayee, Prime Minister Vajpayee government's time in 2002, and this was incorporated. 21A was incorporated into the Indian Constitution, and but please remember, it is only an enabling legislation, and how to provide, it is up to the state. The state can provide by law. It is said the state may determine by law. You can make a law, but the Vajpayee government did not make any law. So, how to implement or how to ensure this fundamental right, it was not given in this 21A in the 86th Amendment Act. How to implement was not said. Later on, in 2010, in fact, after the 2009 judgment and 9 election, when the UPA government came back to power once again, and it was generally felt at that time the UPA is able to come back to power only because of some of the welfare measures like the MNREGS, Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Right to Information Act, etc. So, more this kind of more socialistic principle, education, many people talked about education. So, this Right to Education Act was passed in 2009, and finally it came into being, right. So, that law was passed only in 2009 by the UPA government, and this act came into being from 1st April 2010. So, from 1st April 2010 onwards, this right became a fundamental right through a law passed by the UPA government subsequently. It has become an act, and that is how it has implemented, and now right to education is a fundamental right, and between the age of 6 to 14, the students can demand, and the law says how the school should be there within 2-kilometer radius, their primary school should be there. All these things have what should be the student teacher ratio, and what kind of building should be there. Everything is mentioned in the act passed in 2009, which is implemented from 2010. So it is to benefit almost that 6 to 14-year-old group. So almost 200 million children in India who are in the age group of 6 to 14. India is such a vast country, such a big country, 1,300 million people right now. So almost 200 million people are in this category, 6 to 14. And at least 35 million were out of school at that time. So many dropouts. So this is supposed to help those children who are outside the school system or not going to the school, and in general, almost 200 million students, children, or 200 million children in the age group of 6 to 14. Otherwise, till then, the government, at that time, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and all those things, midday meal schemes were going on, but that was not sufficient. And also, this 86th Amendment Act also amended Article 45. See, please remember, the directive principle, Article 45, it was originally said that the state shall endeavor to provide free and compulsory education to all children below the age of 14. Original, I am talking about original Article 45 till this 86th Amendment Act in 2002. It said that free and compulsory education to all children below the age of 14. That is what mentioned originally. But now, this 21A talked about 6 to 14. So now, this new Article 45, it has been amended, and a new version of the Article 45, the new 45, it has been modified, and now the new Article 45 says the state shall endeavor to provide early childhood care. The state shall endeavor to provide early childhood care. Early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6. Early childhood care and education until they complete the age of 6. So now, earlier what was happening? Article 45 said that all children below the age of 14, the state shall endeavor to provide free and compulsory education. Now 21A has been brought in. It talks about 6 to 14. So below 6 no mention. So that is why Article 45 says the state shall endeavor to provide early childhood care and education until they complete the age of 6. So now, please understand, the new education policy which has come up in 2020, they are talking about right from the age of 3. So this below 6 also has been taken care in the new education policy. But now, right now the situation is, Article 45 talks about 0 to 6, 21A talks about 6 to 14. So then this 86th Amendment Act also amended the fundamental duty. Fundamental duties were also amended. Article 51A, K was added. 51A's K, 11th duty was added. It said this 51A K, meaning the 11th duty, there were 10 duties earlier. So in 2002, 86th Amendment Act added an 11th duty. We have 10 duties. We will talk about the duties when it comes to fundamental duties, but let me remind you, 86th Amendment Act added an 11th duty. It says it is the parent who is a parent or a guardian. It is the duty of the parent or a guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child between the age of 6 to 14. So it says the 11th duty says, or 11th duty, it is the duty of the parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education for the children between 6 to 14 years. So there is a duty. So 3 things were done in the 86th Amendment Act. First of all, they added a new article 21A, the free and compulsory education for the children below the age of 6 to 14. Then 45, Article 45 has been rewritten. Now they say that it is a duty, or rather it says that the state shall provide early childhood care and education for all children until they attain the age of 6. And then Article 51A, 11th duty added, where it is the duty of the parent or the guardian to provide opportunities for education for their children between the age of 6 to 14. So that is how this right to education was added. Now I would like to talk about 2-3 things, an analysis, a small analysis. Now 2-3 things, very glaring things I would like to say. And that is what it has been, some of the problems are supposed to be corrected through the new education policy of 2020. The draft proposal has come. Implementation may take a lot of time, but at least some forward movement has taken place. And so one is 2002 year, then 2009. Now in 2020 we are talking some more forward movement in education. So first thing I would like to say is that by ignoring 0 to 6 age group, this is a very, very vital age for our learning. See, please understand, don't think of learning from the school alone. So that is the time when between 0 to 6, that is when we learned from the society, we learned our mother tongue. We learned how to walk, how to behave in a society, how to speak, everything. So that 0 to 6 age group is very, very important. There may not be much formal education. That is the play school time, how to socialize with people, social etiquettes, our basic behavior. So by ignoring 0 to 6, it is a big mistake we have done. We need to, see, we cannot suddenly start teaching children at the age of 6. That right from the beginning, right from the age of 3-4, that in a preschool time, very important. So by ignoring 0 to 6, that was a mistake, and that should not have been done. But now in the new education policy we are talking about preschool onwards, that is the right decision. Then 6 to 14, another point I would like to say, if you are starting from 6 to 14, at the age of 14 the child is only in the 8th standard. Now you are saying there is a fundamental right to give education, to get education till the age of 8th standard. In 8th standard, you are not even getting a formal certificate. The SSC certificate will come only in 10th standard. That is not even useful for an age certificate. So it should have been ideally a minimum, up to 16 or up to 18. In fact, ideally, the international standard is up to 18, all children should be in school. 12th standard, at least 12th standard is required. So in the new education policy again talks about that, last grade is 14 to 18. Very important. So we should be always thinking about, now it is high time for India to talk about the human resource. In the human resource, we have to educate people, and education is a must. And up to the age of 18, all children should be in school. See, even the skills, even in the present education, new education policy, they talk about vocational education and all. I think it is too premature to talk about vocational education in a middle school. Our focus should be to develop individuals with highly educated. Education is not knowledge, the character building, and then only skill will come. Basic minimum is you should have the base and foundation. Up to age of 18, we should teach every child, history, geography, language, everything, so that they learn proper education. Then only skill development should be there. So that is the ideal thing. So this skill still can wait, but education should come and government should be spending. So anyway, 6 to 14 is a wrong premise in which we are doing. It should have been up till 18. Minimum is 16. So now with the new education policy, things may change. So that is the second point. And the third point is the duty which we have put on the the parent. See, that is again, it's a middle class concept. See, if it's a very poor parents, they don't know, if they are not educated, how do they know that they have a duty to send their children to school? It is a duty of the state, not the parents. The state should put pressure, should provide enough opportunity, facilities, so that the children will go to school. Unfortunately, we are trying to pass the buck, passing the responsibility to the parents. It is not the duty. See, parents should be educated. It should be motivated. Parents should be incentivized. And the state should provide all facility. So, even states like Kerala, where 100% literacy is there, where all children are in school, it is not because we forced and told the parents that you have a duty. It is through infrastructure, it is to sustain the campaign, it is through education of the parents. Parents are willing to send all children to school. So that mindset should be there. So it is passing on and saying that it is a duty. Duty means pressure. You cannot give pressure to an illiterate, uneducated person or a rural person who has not having any exposure about education. So this duty should have been with the state, not with the parents. And the fourth point I would like to add about education is, education requires a lot of expenditure. See, at least 6% of GDP should be spent on education. Right now, we are not spending that. Only less than 1.5% of our GDP, or less than 2% is spent on education. We need to spend massively. We have to spend more money on education. Then only human resource will come. Skill development can happen only on education. See, if you are trying to provide some skill suddenly to a 25-year-old person or a 30-year-old man, it is not that easy. Education should come first. Literacy, school education is a must. Then only that is where we learn how to socialize. After the initial family socializing, the real socializing, where you mix up with people, when you talk to people, when you interact with people, learn from others mistakes. So these things has to happen in a school system. If a proper schooling system is there, where facilities and this should be provided by the state. Private players cannot do this. It is the duty of the state to provide education. It cannot be left into the hands of the private players. Education is the duty of the state. Then only standard education, good education can be there for everyone. And education in mother tongue in the initial years, it's a must. We must educate. Every child should be taught in the mother tongue in the initial years, in the primary school at least, so that they learn their mother tongue properly. That is very, very important. That will help in knowing more about their culture, more about their upbringing, more about their the heritage. So some of the ideas in the new education policy is definitely good, but implementation is the key. Money, we have to spend more money. We have to spend more money on teachers. We have to spend more money on the schools, colleges. Then only we will create a dividend. The population, we have demographic dividend we talk. The demography, the population should be an asset to us. But for that, if they have to be asset, if it has to be treated as an asset, then there should be healthy people and there should be educated people. But in India, we have huge number of people, but not so healthy, not educated. So they are not an asset. They are a liability to the society right now, liability to the country. So we have to convert our demography, our population, our society into an asset, human resource. It should be a resource and it should be developed, but that development can happen only through proper education and implementation. So Article 21A, it is a enabling legislation. That's a right, but implementation is the key through the right to education, already passed in the 2009 itself. But with the new education policy, if we can focus on implementing and making education more relevant and reaching to the poor, and the state should take the lead, then only Article 21A will be meaningful in the country.